Hello everyone, this is Juan Sarmiento and today is Friday, June the 30th. Well, as you can see, we seem to be making good money now, 5.42% of our investment. Not bad. Could be better, but it's better than CDs. I'll give you that. We have been in this for putting pretty much 1 week, one trade a week, which is one share of the S&P 500 and SPY. You can see here that we have 108 shares, which means that we have been in this for more than 108 weeks. Some weeks we actually missed. Folks, if you are about to retire and have an account like this, been following me and followed me to the letter, what you can do now, entering into retirement, is to sell a covered call for 100 shares, leaving the other 8 shares to essentially work as a regular stock would. If you have plenty of time in your life before retirement, you don't need to worry about this. You could, but presumably this is a savings for your retirement. You have an IRA account, something like that. If you want to begin to collect money while leaving the principal, meaning the stock itself, alone, you can simply sell covered calls. The way you would do that, please follow my covered call strategy in this channel. But you could say add simulated trades here and look for an option with the most extrinsic value. You can see here the layout. You need to have the extrinsic value, and then you will look for the option that has 0 intrinsic value and the most extrinsic value with 28 to 30 days, 35 days to expiration. Let's say I did 35. I will go over here, and here it is, the August 4th, and the option with the most value would be this one here or this one here. That's because we are very close to the 42. Okay, so just a few cents away for the 442, we could say bid here, click that, or click on that. Click on the bid, and that gives you the value. Okay, so look at the way this works. You are getting $724 or $691, okay, depending on where your option is. This one is right out of the money, so this will be the right one to do, unless you wait a little and the market went below $442, and then this will be the more appropriate. But we will be getting a little more money from this one, and that means you would get this $720 every month to complement your money that you may have in your retirement. You know, if you have some kind of social security income of some sort or other savings, this will complement that. But if you, well, presumably you want to create wealth because you're young still, this is close to $500. I mean $50,000. So that's great. And all we've been doing is add $500 every month. So that's what I'm going to do now. Let's go to the chart before we do that. Okay, before we enter any trade, let's take a look at the chart and look how I have entered this channel. And look, my previous high was this just a few days ago. Let's get closer to it. And we can go like this. Okay, so here is my previous high. You can say the intraday high or the closing high will be right here, and then you create a line. We're going to create a line because that was a previous high, and as you can see, the market is pulling back just a bit from that high. So use the price right here and put a line there. That's a very light resistance but a resistance nonetheless. Okay, so a close above it is a good signal, and then you will look for the next line in the sand, which would be this one here. But before that one, we would have the channel. The channel was created using the channel tool. And if I pull back a little bit, you'll see how I created it. I used this point. And then create my channel here and look for the point here, the next high and low. And then just come over here and look for the next higher high here, lower high here, right there. And that is my point, right? So we have our channel here. You can look at a weekly chart. And then you see that there was a downtrend also formed by this channel here, but that was overtaken a few weeks back. So we are in an uptrend right now, and the next thing we will be worried about will be a double top. That means the market hitting this previous line, this one here, or this one more importantly. If we form a double top here, a pullback will be in order, and if that forms a legitimate double top and the market begins to decline, it would mean that you would have a intermediate term bear market. But for now, we are enjoying a bull market, and for all we know, new highs will be made and the market could continue much higher. But I don't know that. I'm just observing and telling you what my observations are. Okay. All right. So we have almost $200, and my shares of the SPY are currently trading at $442. So I'm going to need to enter a few. And the way I've been doing this is by adding $500 to this fictitious account every week, and then doing the one share. And the way I do that is that I adjust in the cash, and I'm $500. And of course, this is purely fictitious, but you can definitely do this in your IRA account if you have that much. You can do, if you don't get $500 every week, well, perhaps every 2 weeks, perhaps once a month, or perhaps you accumulate less once a week, and then enter a trade based on the price of the SPY. And this will be a way to invest in the stock market without much knowledge about how these things work. And the SPY is a very good instrument because it reflects the price of the biggest 500 companies in the stock market of the US. So yeah, that looks great. Let's okay that. And now I have more capital here to enter a new trade. So I go to the Analyze tab, and this would be my 109th share. You can simply click on the Ask here. That creates 100 shares. I only need one. Okay, and you might say, how come I did only one cover call if I had 108 shares? Well, it's one cover call. It covers 100 shares. Okay. So let's send that off, and that should be filled momentarily, and then we'll go to 109, and here it is. Now you can see what by looking at my risk graph, you see how much this line here is my delta, which is 109. Delta corresponds to the number of shares you have. It's my delta. Okay. All other Greeks here don't matter unless you start selling cover calls. Here you have the current price and how much money we have This number $2,443 is my profit. Okay, we are right here. Okay, that's all for today. Thank you very much for joining me, and see you next time. Bye bye.